Right now at noon, a light and sound show early this morning. Our weather team is tallying up what could be a record lightning storm. Plus, Oregon firefighters spread across the state as they battle a number of wildfires today. Also, a local father holding his children even closer and seeking help from the community after almost losing them in an attempted murder-suicide. And later, how Washington County is taking new measures to put a stop to retail thefts. And we start with video of some of the lightning we saw in these storms that passed through this morning. This time lapse from our Rose City Sky camera. Look at that. It just shows you just what went down as one of the most active lightning events in Portland history came through. And wow, the loud thunder that came with it was something else. But the storms have moved on as we take a live look now over Portland. Still cloudy, but we should be dry and clear for the later part of the day. Thanks a lot for joining us here at noon. I'm Tim Gordon. Let's get right to meteorologist Rod Hill with more on this. Rod?
Hey, this is impressive. So what you're looking at right here is all the lightning activity that's been detected. Each strike that's detected gets a little yellow icon. This goes back 12 hours, so it does include last night's run of thunderstorm activity that came up the west flank of the Cascades. It includes thunderstorms from last night and today that moved out into eastern Oregon. This activity on the west side is largely what fell from about 3 o'clock this morning through roughly 9 o'clock here locally. But you add it all up, in the last 12 hours, this view of Oregon and Washington has picked up nearing 8,000, just shy of 500 strikes, nearing 8,500 strikes. And I've got a closer view for you. Now, this one does include evening thunderstorms last night running up the Cascades. And the view right here is over 2,000. And again, if you look at this carefully, I know if you're watching this and you live in downtown Portland, say you live in the Pearl or wherever, you saw a few strikes, not that many. But this area near McMinnville that ran up across Hillsborough and Beaverton, ran up through St. Helens, and then ran up into Kelso Longview, this was continuous this morning for hours and hours and hours. And from near Tillamook up through Astoria this morning, continuous for hours and hours and hours. This view is over 2,000. If you take out the Cascades from last evening, you would still have a number of strikes that surpasses 800 strikes. And again, that was mostly what we were tracking this morning, starting in the 3 o'clock hour through about 9 a.m. this morning. I've been doing weather in Portland since April of 1999. This has to be a top 5 event for me as a forecaster that I've witnessed. Now, we're dry in Portland. Our rain chance is over, but we're still seeing strikes up along the north coast, and we're still seeing strikes in proximity, but moving north away from you folks up in the Kelso Longview area. It is very cloudy out right now. I don't think we're going to get any sun between now and 2 o'clock. We may get some clearing later today, but I don't think it's something I can guarantee. These clouds could be stubborn. 64 is the current temperature. Weather models keep us only in the low 70s. And Tim, if the high turns out to be 72, my friend, that may be a sign that we don't get clearing later today, but we will be dry. Back to you.
Wow, something else. All right, Rod, thanks very much. Historic, really. And some damage from it. In Cornelius, a lightning strike set fire to a PGE substation and left some people in western Washington County without power. This is on 19th Avenue near Davis Street. The Cornelius Fire Department shared this photo that's on your screen right now, saying crews plan to let that fire really burn itself out and are confident that it won't spread. Well, it is wildfire season, and fires are popping up seemingly every day, both in Washington and Oregon. The Oregon State Fire Marshal's office has sent crews to 4 fires. Last night in Northeast Oregon, the Lower Dry Creek Fire in Umatilla County has reportedly grown to 5,000 acres now. That's since it sparked just over 24 hours ago. Level 3 go now evacuation orders have been expanded overnight and now include all of Weston. This is just south of Milton Freewater. In the southwestern part of our state, crews say the East Evans Creek fire became more active yesterday afternoon. There's now more than 1,000 people assigned to fight that fire. The sheriff's office there is investigating what led up to the car crash that sparked it. And back in eastern Oregon, about 900 crew members are working on the Salmon and Olive Butte fires. Both fires are burning within miles of each other and are now about 5% contained. They say cooler temps and some rain and humidity had a big hand in that progress. Well, this morning we're hearing from a Kaiser father after his ex-wife is accused of trying to kill herself and their 3 children. Thankfully, they all survived, and the children are now in their father's care. We do want to warn you that this story may be difficult for some to hear. Catherine Cook spoke to Antonio Benavides, who says his priority is making sure his kids are safe and cared for.
For Antonio Benavides, every day with his 3 sons is a gift that he almost lost.
I could not have had that laughter. They could have been gone.
Kaiser police say on June 6, Benavides' ex-wife, Chardonnay Benavides, tried to kill herself and their 3 young boys through carbon monoxide poisoning in her car. Investigators say she changed her mind last minute and called 911. She's currently out on bail, facing attempted murder charges. Benavides credits his girlfriend and a solid routine for getting them through the trauma.
And we are up every day, 6:30, 7 o'clock, making them breakfast. They're having fun, they're laughing, they're alive.
Leading up to June 6th, Benavides says Chardonnay sold off all their kids' belongings, leaving him with nothing for them. He also says he quit his job to care for the kids full time. Loved ones started this GoFundMe to help offset mounting costs.
Anybody that's helped me or anybody that has put money towards my GoFundMe, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really needed it.
Despite the challenges, Benavides says he's trying to stay strong and that despite all the unknowns, nothing would be worse than being without his kids.
It drives me so much. It drives me to make sure that they're okay.
And that was Catherine Cook reporting. Now, we posted a link to that GoFundMe in our story on KGW.com. Chardonnay Benavides is due back in court on July 30th. And a reminder that if you or someone you know needs help, it is available 24/7. You can call or text the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. Today, Portland police are investigating 2 shootings. A woman shot in Southeast Portland and a 13-year-old boy shot in St. John's. The St. John's shooting happened just before 9. Authorities say the teenage boy was seriously injured and taken to the hospital after being shot multiple times. Police don't know what the boy's recovery will look like. It's not clear also what led up to the shooting. And police also said when they arrived, the shooter or shooters had taken off. So they haven't made any arrests yet, and they're asking anyone who knows where the shooter or shooters might be to call 911. And in Southeast Portland, near Mount Tabor, police say a woman was seriously hurt inside her home. This is along Southeast 70th near Division. Authorities believe the woman's injuries are not life-threatening. Police said one person that was involved was detained for questioning. Well, for the first time, we're getting a look at the moments a suspect shot and injured 2 Portland police officers. The video was played in court as prosecutors argued for the suspect to be kept behind bars. A warning, some of you may find this difficult to watch. The video from January 19th shows officers responding to a call about a man who had pulled a knife on another person near Northeast 21st and Clackamas. In the video, Eric Olkers allegedly admits to arguing with a person walking a dog, but denies having a knife. When officers tried to detain Olkers, the situation escalated.
Very quickly goes to pulling out a gun and shooting at 2 different officers, which indicates a high degree of unpredictable and dangerous behavior.
One officer was shot twice, the other once in the leg. Olkers was arrested a week later. His lawyers argue they couldn't prove it was actually him in the body cam video, but the judge ultimately decided that Olkers will stay in jail until his trial. New at noon, Washington County has a new policy in place when it comes to retail thefts. The district attorney's office says for all misdemeanor and felony retail thefts, officers have the legal right to arrest and book suspects into the Washington County Jail. Previously, suspects would get a citation and a court order. In a letter to local businesses, the district attorney and county law enforcement urged people to report all crime and review vehicle removal policies. Meanwhile, a man faces dozens of charges related to thefts totaling more than $100,000 in losses. Prosecutors say Tajamar Hepburn is the person in the surveillance video grabbing merchandise at multiple stores since 2024. They say he's stolen at least 80 different times across Multnomah County from places like Lululemon, Sephora, and Target.
Retailers choosing to leave, right, because of repeat offenses. We're having families that are having to travel further to get groceries or do shopping, and with having that in mind, that is a threat.
Hepburn pleaded not guilty. His bail set at $300,000.